What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Playing I don't know, this deck has really got a lot of potential. I'm still kind of sick, as you can maybe hear today. But let's give a little bit of a history. Yesterday was weird. I had like this restore balance deck prepped that ended up going pretty bad on stream. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do next. I wanted to play a Malia combo, but like Mana Traders was down, and just some beautiful Twitch chatter was like, Mike, have you seen Altar Phoenix combo? Didn't even say what Phoenix it was, but I realized they were talking about Lamplight Phoenix. When this dies, you can exile it, collect evidence 4. If you do, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And in company, so the idea is like if you are sacking like your Lamplight Phoenix to an Altar of Dementia, you're milling yourself to give more fuel for your collect evidence, so that you can do that over and over again. And we kind of realized that if you have enough mana value in your deck, then you you can mill your library, and then you can mill your opponents. So you can go turn 2 Altar, turn 3 Phoenix, win the game immediately. And this is a combo that uses a creature, but is not cannot be disrupted by creature removal. Even exile-based creature removal just gets sacked in response. And that's pretty exciting. Like when you compare this to like Conspicuous Snoop combo, you compare it to Devoted Druid combo, it just wins the game on turn 3 through creature removal. It does come at a very, very high deck building cost of having a high mana value cards, but we didn't see a list yet, and so we started brewing. We put like it was like an hour and a half. We put like every card you could possibly play kind of in the shell, like all the higher mana value cards. We put together this kind of awful Grixis list. Or like I was really blue, red, splash green in the sideboard. That obviously didn't go so well. And then there was a chatter in the chat who was like, I think that people are referencing my list. This was from Mr. T-Dog, who's now a VIP of this channel. Had posted this list, and I believe they said that they went 5-0 at their local game store with it. There are some problems with this list, I think, but it was like a very good jumping off point. One, the deck this list doesn't have a quite high enough mana value. I've done so much math I can't remember exactly where I was at with this one, but where we're at with this list, you can mill yourself for 54, and you can mill your opponent for 54, assuming that none of these expensive cards are in your hand. The way the math works right now, you can have two 4 or 5 drops in your hand on turn 3, and then still mill your opponent for 51, which I think is a good place to be. And then obviously, as you can also cycle those into the yard later, you can you can win on turn 4 if your curve is too high. If you have that many in your hand, you're probably not going to win on turn 3 anyways. But I think where this list was at, they could mill on turn 3 for like 45 maybe, both libraries, which is a little low, but I think that the idea was this build that you would just kind of get into the combo a little bit later. They're also only playing 3 Altar. Another big problem with this deck was that it wasn't playing any 1 mana removal spells, which is just kind of not something you can do, I think, in a list like this. But there is a 1 mana removal spell that has a mana value 4, which is kind of perfect for collect evidence 4 and Dead Gone. And then I think Valakut Awakening is a really good MDFC to play. Obviously, you want some MDFCs for the mana value, collect evidence. And then I think Dati Voidwalker was a little off plan for the deck. I think Inti is a much better 2-drop, where it works really well with all the cyclers you have and lets you like churn through your deck for the combo. The chatter was also really into Kroxa, although this is maybe not their latest list actually, because I remember they're like, I really like Kroxa. But I think I like the idea of Kroxa yesterday after doing some more playtesting. I think it's really bad to have your plan B, because like that's how they describe Kroxa, plan B. I agree, it's like your plan B. I think it's bad for your plan to be a graveyard card. I think you want your plan B to be like, I'm gonna cast Inti, I'm gonna cast Phoenix, I'm gonna cast Fable, I'm gonna cast Grief, and like I'm gonna just win the game, kind of normally. So took a little bit. I also think the persist on the creature cyclers is just not a good plan. I understand it gives you redundancy to your Grief Scam. You don't really need redundancy to your Grief Scam. I know Dingo says he's pretty comfortable just having four 1-mana scam cards, and And so like I played a good amount of like persist with like the creature cyclers, and it's just not that good. Persist Grief is fine. Persist on Troll and Oliphaunt it's just not that good. It's good in some matchups, but it's not. I don't think it's really something you want to be a big part of your game plan. Can you even stop this combo? If you get rid of the altar, you can stop the combo. You can stop it with endurance on yourself. There are ways to stop it, but it is a very resilient combo. And so, of course, it comes at the cost of playing Altar of Dementia in your deck, a kind of a blank card in your Rakdos deck. But Lamplight Phoenix in some matchups is, like, against Murktide, this card was just very good. It's just 3 mana, 3/3 flyer, indestructible, basically. I do think the mana's a little bit of a question mark. I kind of think I might want to play second Mountain over second Swamp for like mana considerations in my list right now. Although like we have Magus in the side, which is why I want to play the second Swamp. So a little bit weird there. I'm playing Leyline over Voidwalker because mana curve considerations post board do still matter with the 60 card version. Oh, so I guess I forgot to say we also yesterday we played a 74 card build with the idea that if you just play more cards in your deck, or I'm playing like Profane Tutors too, if you just play more cards in your deck, you're just always going to have enough cards to kill your opponent, which was true, but I overestimated how much mana value you need. You can just get it down to 60 with this build, and this is like bare minimum, I think, or not bare minimum, but I'm very reluctant to cut like any mana value at the moment. I think they're also like not playing the third Murderous Cut, I think, which I think is also really important, just to have that density here. What happens after you mill yourself? Do you have enough to mill into? Yes, that's the plan. You mill yourself, then you mill them. B-Walls, 54 months, they go come back. On turn 3, you have assuming that you have no mana value 4 or higher cards in your hand, or like total collect evidence in your hand, you can mill both players for 54. You don't need to do 54, you usually need to do like 49, 50, 51. So you're like kind of over the threshold there. Thank you, Chainer, for 33 months. B-Walls for the 16. Real bad. Have you considered any tutor? Yeah, so we had Profane Tutor. I for a little while last night, I had this grief scam. For a little while last night, I had this 68 card build with like 4 more lands and 4 more Profane Tutors. And I was like, is that better than just playing 60? And I think it is, but it was kind of close. I hate having to put back the Inti, but I think I'd rather keep second mana. Do you think it's a good thing for this deck that Yoran is banned in Modern? I mean, it's a bad thing for this deck, but like it would probably just like you would have builds with Yoran for sure. But also, like, and then it's just like playing a 2-3 combo in Scam that wins the game and is resilient to creature removal. To me, this is like terrifying that this exists. What about the Case Tutor? It has 2 mana value and gives you a creature to sack the altar and is a tutor. Okay, just a good exclamation point card, the name of the Case Tutor. I don't know what you're talking about. Good top deck for my opponent here. Is there any way for this deck to answer Numerical Trigger? You have Leyline of the Void. You also just, like, you know, attack them to death. Should have totally stubbed. No, I took the stub before they could cast it. Chicken Wackles, 60 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Case of the Stash Skeleton. When this case enters the battlefield, create a 2/1. To solve, you control no suspected creatures. That card is just so incredibly slow. Doesn't seem like one I'm very excited to play. Don't have a second Surveil land. Dead God. Not very good against Domain Zoo. Mulling to 5 is also not very good against Domain Zoo. Does the mana value MDFCs make running them unavoidable? Yeah, you have to play them to play 60 cards. Well, getting up to hardcast Oliphaunt, I guess. Right into that reprieve. Cycle. We could save it for Inti also. Is Haguru Mauling too clunky for modern versus the cuts? Yeah, Murderous Cut is 1 mana. Mauling is 4 mana. Let's not, please. Occasionally 3 mana. Mold guy's calling. Okay, I love to talk to my moldy friend every single day. Bolt the Bird, the 10 months, thank you, welcome back. She just cycled to play lane last turn. I was going to loot it away to Fable, but I don't know. Tough mold to 5. Yeah, Reality, are you the one who suggested Ox of Agonis? Like, there's one chatter yesterday who suggested it like 10 times. I guess it wasn't you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I might be down for an Ox of Agonis, but for the most part, I don't really like a lot of like Plan B stuff being graveyard focused. I think you want to basically all your Plan B stuff to be out of the graveyard. 6-lander, let's mull again. Yeah, a lot of these like one-lander, but the land as a cycler is pretty tough. I'm on a 5-card hand. If my top card is a real land, this hand just has the combo. I don't obviously like this at all, but I think this is probably better than going to 4. I don't know. Not a really good plan either way. Is Magus not too good? I don't tend to like to bring in Magus against Domain Zoo because they have Lightning Bolt. They also have where would you land? With that. Yeah, I just don't tend to like to bring in Magus against Lightning Bolt decks. Kind of period. Yikes! Dot. Would you have gone to 4? That's the kind of a. I kind of feel like it's just to keep. Unfortunately, I don't feel very good about it, but you draw 1 land off the Street Wraith, and obviously you just have a good 5-card hand, which is there just are not that many good 4-card hands. So. Okay, so they got 5 cards in their hand over there. We need to draw a red source. And cast Altar if I don't. I'm a little bit scared of Stub. Although they may have Stevens. Yeah, I'm super down to just evoke Grief and try to top deck red source. Okay, damn. They just got 2 answers. Seems like we're gonna have a very hard time beating this. And not only do they have 2 answers, but they have such a fast clock. I'm gonna go ahead and play Inti. I think the current plan has to be play Inti, top deck Mountain or Bloodstained Mire, play Lamplight Phoenix with the ability for this to just survive against their hand. Have Inti take a Lightning Bolt and then play Altar the next turn. Will Crime Novels deck make a comeback? Yeah, I've been working on it some, but this deck just had to take precedent because it was, I think, too exciting. Been basically my entire time prepping on this. What did they see last game to bring in Pick Your Poison? I don't know, maybe they're a fan of the stream. I'm not even convinced Pick Your Poison is that good against us, but little bit surprising to see it. Okay, so down to 12 life. They have 11 burn in their hand. Alright, let's start. Mold to 5, mold to 4. Or mold to 5, mold to 5, sorry. What changes would it make to blue-white control if I went to Big J? 15 months, thank you, welcome back. We're talking about standard blue-white, not modern blue-white. Also, well, I think the well sucks. The card costs so much mana in a format that's like got mana leak in it, and wait, the whale can't be countered. Sorry, but like it's like the Esper decks and the like. There's like so all these decks are so low to the ground. I just don't want to be playing like 6 mana like dopey creatures. But I'd rather play Jace as like Mirror Breaker anyways, and the Jace at least only costs 3 mana in those kind of matchups. Big J 15 months, Wake 8 months, Soul Guy 11. Thank you, welcome back. Cryptic Look over Shark. I think Shark's better. Again, but I've also only played 15 matches of Standard, so I. Kind of nice against Ice here. They'll get to Land Cycle. You're confusing the Kraken. Well, can be countered. Okay, it can? Dude, that card sucks. The Adventure Whale, right? The Horn Whale. Oh, it has Ward 2. Yeah, I don't know. The Adventure side is okay, kind of whatever. Maybe it's fine. I think I might just get Basic Mountain. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to Islands or Mountain Cycle again instead of playing the Valakut Awakening tapped. Hate Hullbreaker Horror. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Horror's okay. Tidebinder. They didn't play their Mutavault, which is kind of interesting. This is Timeless Eagle. Ultra's Eagle and Timeless. That's cool. Didn't know that. Am I trading here? I'm worried about my life total, but I think I want this mana pretty badly so I can like maybe Altar and Phoenix all in one turn. Spends another Crashing Footfalls. Let's discard a Grief and a Valakut Awakening. We found Altar. We didn't find the land though. So why don't we just go to combat? Opponent's last card is Force of Negation. I'm like kind of bummed, but they may also block this with Mutavault. Yeah, let's go. Let's play Inti and potentially Murderous Cut this turn. I would prefer to leave. I guess I would prefer to not exile all this mana value if I can help it. Prime Punish is worthless in the side instead of Pick Your Poison. Well, Pick Your Poison it answers Leyline of the Void, answers Rest in Peace, answers Hearse. Not just to kill Scions. But yeah, I could. Your mana be better too. If you just want to say I'm gonna just tank all the graveyard hate, that could be an okay strategy. Wait, I'm gonna block. I mean, it can take 5. I'm like going for the kill here or doing nothing. So if I keep Inti, I get to like discard the Murderous Cut and like look for Grief or Thoughtseize maybe. I guess that seems likely more relevant. Not really much for like playing around with this block. Playing towards something kind of meaningful too. Okay, well we drew the Grief, so seems like they can't really have anything. I guess they got Beseiju. That would suck. They did have Force of Negation up, so we did have to draw a discard spell here. But we got him. Now, the combo does take a while to click through. They're dead. They're gonna kill token in response to grief. Scary moment. The shaman token? We didn't need the shaman token. But let me go ahead and always yield. Save targets, always yield. Yeah, you mill yourself until your graveyard is stocked enough to just mill them. We also have a 4 extra power from the reflection in the token, but we could just do the whole combo. They only have 46 cards. We should be good for. It's Gak over again. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing's Hogak, but this is a 2-card, 5-mana infinite combo that cannot be broken up by creature removal. Which is kind of crazy. It does require, of course, you to kind of warp your deck a little bit. A lot of it. Boy, is it interesting, huh? How do you calculate how many bursts? Yeah, so the way I've been doing it is I'm just counting up, as like I'll count 2 2s as 1 collect evidence. I'll count any card 4 or greater as 1 collect evidence. I count 3s and 1 as 1 collect evidence, and then I have the ability to mill both. Assuming perfect info, I have the ability to mill both players for 53. But that's assuming like no other creatures in play and no other expensive cards in hand. So turn off all the yields. Now I will target my opponent. I'm going to show my opponent the whole library here since so that they would concede. Also plays around Relic Endurance the turn you go off to. No. No. Relic and Endurance are really good against you. Endurance also because they just Endurance themselves, and you can lose kind of easy. Okay, so in this matchup, I don't have like a lot of sideboard cards. I'm kind of thinking I got Pick Your Poison for Rainbow Rhinos, and then I'm just gonna try to lean into the combo in this matchup. I think is the plan. Lean into the combo. We have our discard as our endurance answer. All right, let's go. Leyline for endurance. The thing is, they can still endurance you. Neither Leyline is very good against endurance with this combo. If you have Leyline of Sanctity, they endurance themselves. If you have Leyline of the Void, they endurance you. And then they can endurance your Phoenix in response to the trigger to like get rid of it. Wait, we have 4 grief, 4 Thoughtseize for endurance. That's our plan. Has Phoenix killed anyone with damage? Yeah, we have attacked our opponent with our 3/3 flying indestructible. We're going to leave 1/3 cards in the library in case the opponent has endurance. Yeah. That game they had no cards in their hands, so I just want to shove them in my library so they can seed faster. That's one of the highest average Steam C decks, probably. That is kind of the idea, I guess. It is ugly to look at with all the MDFCs and land cyclers, but this is kind of like the actual mana curve. Yeah, Magus is not good against the Dead Gone. Basically, deck that plays Blood Moon Fire Ice deck. Maybe we're playing Blood Moon over Magus. Like it's also kind of a trap against Domain Zoo though, because they literally just, if they have Leyline in one basic land, your moons are just blank. What was match 1 against? We played against Domain Zoo match 1. We mulled to 5 in both games. And, didn't feel like it was a super a lot to learn from. Mull to 5 twice against Domain Zoo. Is Inti better than Persist with all these high CMC cards? I think so, yeah. Like, you say all these high CMC cards, 12 of them are cards that trigger Inti, and then the rest of them, and then Agadeem's Awakening is bad, Awakening is sometimes castable, but the rest of them are just, they're just mostly castable. You can Evoke Grief, you can Delve Murderous Cut, you can spin through, you can Inti into a 3-drop, pretty odd, because you go Inti on 2, Street Wraith, cast a 3, they're like, it's for the most part they either like trigger Inti or are castable off Inti. Okay, let's keep this. Gonna probably put back Oliphaunt. Maybe put back Agadeem's Awakening. No, let's put back Oliphaunt so we can a little bit more easily draw a game card. Yeah, they suspend again. Doing our best to dig for a Phoenix, I guess. No Spiral, yeah. Those season, we have 8 3-drops already. Fable is, I think, a lot better than Season Pyromancer. Still, that I don't think that's changed. We may have to evoke Grief to get rid of the Flame of Venor. Kind of okay for them to not force the Thoughtseize. They didn't even have force, and they top decked Agent. Yikes. Okay. So we're probably gonna have to find a Phoenix soon. Should I ever play Inti? I think I'm just gonna evoke Grief, take the Flame of Venor. Mountain cycle for basic mountain. Cast the altar, and then be able to top deck a Phoenix. With Emrakul's floating around, I don't think Surgical or Extirpate is unreasonable. Well, we have Leyline, but like I don't know. You say with Emrakul's floating around. What does that mean? What deck that is that you are expecting to play against plays Emrakul? I feel like it's just random. Like, it's kind of random to some extent. Like, does your opponent have an Emrakul in the sideboard for being milled? And so, like, are you bringing an Extirpate in every matchup because it's random? That doesn't make any sense to me, I think. And then also Surgical being 1 mana value is, you know, something you have to think about, but not the most relevant. Yeah, like I played Emrakul and Goryo's. Stock Goryo's isn't playing Emrakul. But also against that deck, you're already bringing in 4 Leyline. Okay, probably 1 more draw step. Yeah, Surgical, yeah, that's true. Surgical also oftentimes will not stop it. Like, they'll just like, shuffle in 20 cards and that's enough. Doesn't need to be Surgical anymore. I mean, I think you just play Dothy Voidwalker or Leyline. We have Leyline. I'm not sweating it. Well, maybe going to game 3 in a second. Game 3. On the play, run it back. Not sure if just being all in the combo is the right strat for this matchup. It's probably okay. Probably better against Rainbow Rhinos than this build. Can't you mill stuff in the Phoenix? No. People for some reason think that Phoenix can just be returned from the graveyard at any time. This card would be so broken if just from any time you could just exile it from the yard, collect evidence 4, put into play. It would be One of the best Magic cards ever. It would be banned in Modern. It would be banned in Pioneer. It'd be maybe probably banned in Legacy. Yeah, to be honest. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, that's to die. That's to die. No, I think Persist is bad. I've played Persist a good amount in these like land cycler grief decks. It just never is like that good of a plan. I think Inti's better. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It isn't literally Hogak. Yeah, it probably unironically restricted in Vintage. Probably. You got 30 in Grave with me like 40 in deck. Is the main idea Persist? If you have Altar, you can sack your Grief Fable stuff and dig for Phoenix. Is it? I don't know. Is that a good plan? I don't know. I think Inti like also just I'm playing Inti over the Persist and Inti like in your deck that's playing 12 of these cyclers. I feel like it just digs so hard. I'm gonna send them all to 6. I'm gonna land cycle turn 1 here. Looking for Grief, looking for Phoenix, looking for love. I think I'm gonna grab Surveil Land and then Thoughtseize. Feel okay keeping this. Test Inti. Okay, seems like kind of a clean Violent Outburst take. We can play around Lore and Revealed and Subtlety. No, sorry, it's Tidebinder and Subtlety. Is the Archaeologist Recommission plan too cheap for the deck? I couldn't figure out a good build of Archaeologist Recommission for the strategy, but there is maybe something there. They did keep a card on top. Oh, brutal. We don't have the Land Cycler in our hand at the moment. We have our combo. Let me cast the Phoenix before they have Hardcast Subtlety up, I think. But I'm not gonna just play the Altar and go for the combo into the Tidebinder either. If they evoke the Subtlety, I think that's a dub for us. Yeah, Tidebinder can counter the Phoenix return trigger. Bird's also just kind of like an immortal flyer. Not the worst. Maybe I'm gonna like I probably just put a counter on it with Inti next. Although if they have Hardcast Subtlety up, we'll just cast Altar, I guess. So then we'll have the option to go for the combo kind of at any time. Whoa! They just cast Endurance. They just cast it. Let's fucking go. Oh, sorry. Man. Their hint should be Subtlety, Tidebinder, Loren's Revealed 2 mistakes. They have the Subtlety up. I'm going to cycle the Street Wraith. If my opponent uses Tidebinder on this, I think that's a win for me. I guess I should have left up Dead Gone. But now I'm in a spot where, as soon as my opponent taps out of Tidebinder, they're dead. It's a pretty good spot to be. The plan set by the Altar. Their plan should be to Tidebind the Phoenix return to play trigger. Is that their plan? Hard to say for sure because, you know, people don't always plan correctly for new decks. So like, I guess they could evoke this Subtlety onto my Inti if they have another blue card. They do keep a card on top also, but now I can just Grief. So I guess we'll bait the Subtlety on Inti. Couldn't we dead gone the Tidebinder if they go for it? No, the trigger still Tidebinder still counters the the trigger. Cast Not Dead on it after all before sacking. Well, they'll just counter the next return then if we cast Not Dead after all first. Okay. Now what? Now we attack. Flip Street Wraith. Did that let opponent pick which half? Did that let you pick which half to discard? Oh, it's just like a visual bug. Like either way, you're just discarding the whole card. There's no way to discard half a card. Street Wraith's combat trick could have been nice after baiting Salty with Inti. It's not a combat trick. Just I get a card off the Inti. You don't get a counter. But I was thinking that if we drew Thoughtseize off the or Second Grief off the Street Wraith, it was an automatic win. So correct the cycle. Now Tidebinder and Altar. Oh yeah, they can also Tidebinder the Altar. I don't know why I was thinking they. I forgot the Tidebinder shuts off the Altar. Okay, so they evoke Tidebinder, evoke Subtlety, pitching Tidebinder. So I'm always keeping this on top here, and I'm just gonna pass. And then it seems like it's likely correct for me to block and then Not Dead after all here. So not only am I winning with this combo with this Hardcast Grief next turn, I'm just winning the race. I guess I might as well mill them too. Yeah, I think second Tidebinder or Endurance in hand is kind of likely. It could also be a bluff, like because they should know that if they hardcast the Subtlety, that I'll just kill them immediately. No mill because of Tidebinders. Well, they can still Tidebind. No, they can do it. They can Tidebind the Altar. That would be bad. Although if they Tidebinder here, we're still like ahead in the race at least. Oh yeah, but I just combo if they cast it. Yeah, I just combo. Okay, yeah, you're dead. Unless they have Endurance green card. Right, just combo in response. Okay, GG's. Very cool. I don't know. I'm hyped about this. There's something juicy here for sure. The combo is fast, 5 mana total. It can win on turn 3. It doesn't get disrupted by a creature removal. And you can fit it in like what is basically Rakdos scam. Kind of just checks all the boxes. Yeah, I think it's a good early draft still. Your Profane Tutor be fitness of Inti? No, that removes too much evidence to collect. Like I don't at this point I really don't feel like you can cut any more mana value very comfortably. Profane Tutor being 0 mana value is just too tough. I do like Profane Tutor a lot. I could be wrong. The math could work where you could fit Profane Tutor in, but I had a 68 card build with Profane Tutors that I ended up feeling like was worse than just playing 60. Wondering if they're going to evoke the Grief here. Before Glass Saber cited a lot of low CMC cards. You mean the game before last? Yeah, I think I play this so I can just go Phoenix and I need to. Phoenix is going to be great in this matchup if they don't have Voidwalker. Is Phoenix just a good mono card set for this combo? No, I don't think so. But it's not embarrassing. Dude, the Ragavans have been so good against me lately. I can't, like, Ragavans have been flipping real well against me. It's been a while since they chomping me up, so. You haven't calculated EV for the mill to see how many lands you have to play. What are you saying? You haven't calculated EV for the mill to see how many tapped lands you have to play. I've done a lot of math. I'm not sure what math you think I haven't done with the comment, but I promise you I've done a lot. They should have 2 spells in their hand here. Kind of almost just want to evoke Grief so I can have that mana value 4 in my yard. 2 good blockers. I don't have to pay 3 life to cast Grief this turn. Then do I play this? I get to protect it from discard. I think I'm probably okay to keep it, just like better to do. Mill seems like a bad matchup. I actually played against Mill last night when I was still playing 74 cards. That build had a good matchup. They do have Revolt because they flipped the Fable. They could also get Revolt off the treasure. It is nice that we could just draw Altar at any time, too. Yeah, probably needing to answer this right is the priority. It is nice that we don't get got by an Undying effect on the reflection, because it's our stolen reflection from Magus. Anybody use cards like Breaking Entering for collect evidence-based decks? Well, the thing is, there's not any cards that have 4 or higher are all 4s in the deck, basically. At least this deck. I don't think there's like a big payoff for that. Maybe with the Phoenix that you collect evidence 10 to cast spells for free. Okay, so they have no good attacks. They have 2 cards in their hand. They didn't play a land for turn. Okay, let's keep the Murderous Cut. Discard the Smashing. Hopefully they just don't think on Undying this. Ooh, thinking. Yeah, you can win on turn 3 in this deck. I like Profane Tutor a lot. The problem is it has mana value 0. I think it doesn't super fit at the moment. Let's save the cut. You top deck an Altar again at any point to win. Guess I'm season. I try Case of the Ransack Levin Storm. I mean, I've played against it a lot, and I think it's looked not good. I don't tend to like to spend a lot of time working on stuff that I don't think is that good. You know what I mean? But if you think it's good, you can work on it. Because you've gone your Fable back to your hand. Yep. I gotta kill this Voidwalker. Save this for Inti. Them down to 16, and then end of turn copy. I'm attacking them for 12 in the air. I don't have like bolts to top deck. Warning Hitachi. Not sure about this one. I might play this actually. Play around Grief, and I can also like copy and draw a 3-drop next turn. They may just send in to get me in for 6 down to 2 here. Maybe what's gonna happen every time here. I think we probably can't really lose if they don't flip Fable, or if they flip a brick that turn. Okay, but now I get to block the Seasoned Pyromancer. Although maybe is that a trap because now they get the extra tokens? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, apparently Altar is legal and timeless, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, the token can't ever be collected. Of course. Okay, next game. So, against normal scam, they're going to be bringing in Leylines probably. So I need to be bringing in Pick Your Poison. Also, casting that Thoughtseize was probably correct too. Trim a Street Wraith, which is I maybe just can't. Oh, these games are likely going to go kind of long. Get the seizes, just like bring in ones, cut ones. Got 2 more cards. It is okay to cut 2 higher mana value cards in these kind of spots. If you're gonna cut, if you can bring in like 2 pushes for 2 high mana value cards, and then you're milling for like 49 instead of 51 or 53. Did you target the tap Phoenix if they had removal? I have dead removal anyways. Maybe cut 1 Inti because I don't really want to play 3 Intis with only 2 Wraiths in the deck. Persist is Altar wise. I'm of the opinion that Persist on the on Troll and Oliphaunt is just not that good. I've played a lot of it. Persist on Grief is like okay, but I've played a lot of Persist Troll, Persist Oliphaunt decks, and I'm just basically never very happy with that part of the deck's game plan. Six lander doesn't really look like it, but it is. I'm down to bottom the Inti, just play control. The Leyline's good to see. Blood guys seem like they really help the mill plan. Are they not good without Altar? Yeah, they're not good without Altar, and we don't need help with the mill plan either. We just have constructed the deck where Phoenix plus Altar is a win. You don't need to also win and then put a couple Blood Gas into play sometime. Like, cut and push, I guess. Does an Asmo deck need to be all in on food to run some feasting Troll Kings? Is Finale for Asmo, Goose, and Cookbooks not enough to include some trolls? I don't know how you think you have Finale, Asmo, Goose, and Cookbooks and don't think that you're already all in on food. What are we talking about? What? Yeah, I'm playing Gilded Goose, Finale, Asmo, Cookbooks, but I'm not really. I think get the Blood Crypt there. Mulligan on the play is also just getting grief scammed. Is not where you want to be. I think I'm gonna mulligan the lead. Do you think Victimize will get printed in the modern? I don't know. Like, I kind of always am confused into these kind of questions. Like, Mike, do you think my pet card will be modern legal? I could guess for you if you want, but I have no idea. Just like you have no idea. Yeah, Modern Showcase is this weekend. How many tap lands? Could be a reason to just play Shatterskull, smashing this completely over the Valakut Awakenings. Edge Mage, Graveyard, Omnath. Try to save the Street Wraith for Inti. This could be, I think this is maybe Glimpse combo. Modern, the format of tap lands, both sides here. Not looking so much like Glimpse combo. You have to take the ring. I'm not in love with that. Is Surveil better than Scry? Usually, yeah. But it's mostly the fact that they're fetchable is kind of the biggest thing, but in general, Surveil is better than Scrying. On-tap land would be cool. Motto of this deck. Yeah, up against 4-color control. Our combo should be pretty good against them. I think one key is just gonna be to just save it till you can like just do it all in one turn. Well, they haven't drawn a land, and they're not casting Prismatic Ending on my Inti. Oh, I guess they can instant speed it. Second Street Wraith is cool. You have to flip 2 cards with Inti, draw 2 cards with Street Wraith. Dead Murderous Cut. There's an altar though. The Valakut Awakening, which we cannot play as a land, but I think I'm just down to dump these 3 cards. Draw 4. Find a Phoenix. If I could Street Wraith into untap land, it would be so perfect, so I want to go for it. Failed, but... And then and also like maybe keeping the Street Wraith to evoke to grief could have been good. But we got our combo now. We can combo in response to a binding. If you like sack your Phoenix, the Phoenix is in the yard and then they can binding the altar in response. But you can play around it a little bit. Why couldn't you play it as a land? You can cast cards off Inti, right? You can't play NDFCs as lands off Inti. I'm not a judge, but I'm under the impression that let's save the grief to evoke next turn. No negation option plays land. Oh, okay. I was under the impression that you can't. That makes NT way better. Let me reread NT. Yeah, I guess. Wait, I'm pretty sure if you like light up the stage though and do MDFCs, you can't. I guess it's play versus cast. Maybe I'm thinking of like Chandra Torch Defiance. Spacey, 2 months. Going back. Do you think Roots is a tournament playable deck? I think that John Roots list I had with NT was like pretty good. I think if you're gonna play Roots, that would be the list I'd recommend. I think it would be an okay choice for a tournament. How do you like the consistency? Is like you need more tutors. Well, the thing with tutors is like the best one's Profane Tutor, which conflicts with the deck's construction in a big way. Shuffle, 23 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Casting the Valakut Awakening ended up working out pretty well, at least. We have 3 looks at an untapped land here. Although the One Ring means I can't grief them and then try to combo, but also do I want to let them draw all these extra cards? I don't know. I did draw untapped land. Yeah, it could still be correct to run Profane Tutor, I agree. I guess I discard nothing. Cast a Lamplight Phoenix, play Agadeem's Awakening, tapped. Save the grief to pitch to Murderous Cut next turn. Yeah, you could play like if you played 3 Profane Tutors over 3 NTs, we'd have to do the math a little bit. Could potentially still be functional. Eight cards in their hand. At least we don't care about any creature removal. Like, we really just care about binding. Like, instant speed pending. My brother, did you just play Sacred Foundry then, Omnath? I guess these stuff too fast. So now, do I Murderous Cut the Grief, the Omnath in response to the fetch? I don't think so. Like, I just don't care about almost anything they're casting here. I really feel like I need to grieve. It's close though. Just draw a black card. And I guess I kind of beat a piece of interaction anyways because I have second Phoenix. Let's do it. I think I'm not 100% sure this is right. They're also like pretty low on cards in library, so we don't care as much about keeping up to the mana value. Yeah, we do care about ring number 2. That's true. Here takes Solitude. Solitude doesn't break up the combo. Solitude does nothing, basically. Or by itself does nothing. It's binding is the card we care about. If they have second binding, we're cooked if we don't draw a black card. This is probably okay to cast the cut. Black card obviously makes things easy peasy. Okay, nice. Okay, awesome. So Inti got a buff, being able to play the MDFCs, huh? Okay. Yeah, Salty doesn't do anything we should win here. Gotta play the altar first. Nice Solitude nerd. The Voidling, 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I mean the stream title today is like, what if Rakdos got to play a better Splitter Twin combo? That is what this deck is. It comes again at the deck building cost of a lot of tap lands, but you get to play Rakdos Scam with a better twin. Like this combo is better than twin. Like the fizzing is super low. Yeah, I think it's almost impossible to fizzle. You have to mill like all of your like basic land, of your non MDFC non cycler lands, which you don't have that many. Clickbait, I guess. I don't want to always yield since they have the Solitude though. We maybe have enough already in our yard to mill them. They only have 35 cards. Plus I have this, so I have to mill them 11 times. I have the Fable, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Easy. Yeah, MKM is a 6 set. I don't know why people are so low on MKM. Like, there's so many sick cards for a standard set. It's like so many sick cards plus Surveil lands, which are just game changers in a big way. Okay, up a game. I think I'm gonna bring in Pick Your Poison over Dead Gone. Sideboard could use some work for sure. Very hard to build. Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing my limited RCQ last weekend. Lost to the top 4 of a 2 slaughter against a crazy deck. Only 7 lands. I don't know. We have 22. We've been flooding a lot today. We have a lot of 6 landers today. Yeah, come back down to 60. The math does work with 60. Doesn't mean you have to play 60, of course. Timeless version of this without grief. I don't know. I'm not super into porting decks to the timeless necessarily, but this is also one of the very click intensive combos. Not sure how well it works. Losing grief is also that is losing a lot. The card's super important here. There's no endurance in timeless though. Yeah, I agree. I think the alternate arts in MKM are not that good. Not for me, at least. I guess we keep that. I'm gonna try to stick with Hollow One and Gurmag Angler. Yeah, you could. You could try. I think it kind of sounds like half cooked, right? Like, does the math work on that? Maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't. You have to find out. I think it does. Yeah, maybe it does, but like, you just we'll have to do it, you know. Gotta finish cooking. Get that list together. Pretty painful, but if I draw Grief, I'm like gonna likely cycle it anyways. How does the deck win? Phoenix, if you play Altar into Phoenix, you get to mill yourself and your opponent. So it is a turn 3 possible infinite mill combo deck. If we theoretically we could draw Lamplight Phoenix right now and win the game, although it's, you know, a lot more likely that they like, bounce this with Teferi, that we don't draw Phoenix. I'm not playing Death Shadows in the deck. Isn't this greedy to cast Altar? No, I need to use my mana to impact the board. I don't have a Phoenix in my hand. If they have Teferi, I need them to bounce the Altar instead of my Fable token. I think it's like just correct to cast the Altar there. Oh yeah, Death Red Shaman makes this combo a lot worse in time. Yeah, the mana yeah, the 15 mana Death Shadow. I mean, which it doesn't really count as having just mana value 4 basically. Are other characters to consider? White for recommission, blue for archaeologist? Yeah, well, we spent like an hour and a half yesterday trying to figure that out. Archaeologist recommission was something I really wanted to do, and I ended up feeling like there wasn't a way to build the deck with those cards and have like a functional mana base and have high enough mana values, but it is possible that you could, and then I wasn't able to figure it out. Valakut Awakening is also sick. 2, 3, 4. Oh no, we didn't draw a real land. Fine, I guess. I think maxing out on Valakut Awakenings in place of Intis might be an upgrade. Maybe. Minus 1 and I think Valakut Awakening is good. It's slow. And Inti, I guess one interesting thing about cutting Inti is all of a sudden your deck's a lot more resilient to creature removal. More tap land, but also like you get to cast Awakenings more often. Which set produced the most banned card as a modern? Is it not Mirrodin? Just because of the artifact lands? Could they not Omnath into fetch land again? Flip the Fable. Ah, they have Besage You. And the Renin 6 for Besage You. I guess we play the Altar, and they'll Besage You and we can get a land, and then we can play another Altar. We can go Altar Phoenix, but then we lose to the channel Besage You. Could have, I guess, gone untap Swamp and then Swamp cycled for a Swamp. Wait, they ultimated Red and 6? So they minus Teferi. Yeah, Fury would have been so sick of this deck. Good draw stat. I guess they had 2 draws. I think other say just go to game 3. On the play for game 3. It's 3.0, whatever versions 1 and 2. You can look in the Mox field, but we had like a blue-red version, splashing green for pick your poison, with like a lot of card selection that was pretty bad. Then we had a 74 card Rakdos build, which was really sweet, and I was really hyped about it because I'm like, wow, it's like correct to play 74, but it actually isn't correct, I think, after working on it some more. It's like I was thinking you play more than 60, and then that lets you play Profane Intruder, which is still like an okay build, but I think just playing 60 is where you want to be. Yeah, apparently the BNR announcement is a week from today. I thought it was today. Just looking for a black card. We'll take a Phoenix, of course. Okay, so I'm not going to land cycle in a turn. Maybe I should have actually land cycled for Stomping Ground first. But next turn we'll go Altar plus Evoke Grief. Oh, it's on Monday. Okay. I've heard a lot of conflicting things. Any other shells you're still considering for the combo? Yeah, I think you can play like a non-infinite version of the deck that just is like a Vengevine deck. I don't really care if they binding this, because I have the pick your poison. So I may be able to like bait it, or like get an extra mill out of it. You're milling with 3, but you need to collect 4. You mill yourself first to fill up your yard with enough collect evidence for mill your opponent. I know it's weird, but it does work. It's crazy. So my opponent has Hallowed Moonlight and Bolts to win here. Dude, how am I gonna play against Hallowed Moonlight? I guess I'm taking the Moonlight because that's like that wins and cantrips. And then do I trade Not Dead After All for Lightning Bolt? I guess. Milled over Besage, so I guess top deck Red and 6 is a bit awkward now. My Thoughtseize now, I make them use their endurance. I think that's okay. I put myself in a spot where I can top deck Phoenix. I obviously love this. So huge. I don't think I'm gonna pick your poison right now. I don't really want to play this Inti when I know they have the Solitude in their hand. I think we just pass. Pretty lame if Lamplight goes. Last option for SSB combos a modern. I mean, there's the Goryo's deck, but I don't know. I don't feel very strongly about banning anything at the moment. I guess I should have done this first, but probably want to use the mana at this point. Yeah, this is a sorcery speed combo for sure. Guess I'm not discarding anything. I think I do this now. It's really bad if I flip a Phoenix and I don't hit a land off the Inti, but they have a second Solitude. They have a Tidebind. That's fine. We'll draw a card. Draw a card. Card? Okay. Nice pickup. Block and then bring it back. Okay. Should you have Psych Talker? No, the 2 life off the token is better than the mill 2. Yeah, I drew 3 Street Wraiths in a row. I'll take the 2 life. That pause makes me think Endurance or Tidebinder. Tough. Culture Block's better. No, this is better because I get to turn the Inti. I get to get the Inti abilities back. Wait, the last card is another spell? Sage you. Alright, I already have my Surveil land. Brutal. That's what the mold of 6 on the play. Bridge is just a bad card to exist. Yeah, people hate Bridge from below. I think it's really cool. Doesn't Bridge go away whenever you sacrifice Lamplight? No. Bridge goes away when your opponent's creatures die, not when your creatures die. On the draw against turn 1 amulet. Hypothetical fixed dread return. Fixed being limited mana value through. Why is that fixed? It just returns Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, I suppose I should try to high roll a red source next turn to win. Maybe they'll Besage you my altar. Did you pick up the Besage you? You cast a Farseek. So I'm gonna go Inti, then Cycle Troll, then Thoughtseize. Don't find anything off the Inti. One Cultivator Colossus, 1 Primetime, 1 Ring. Taking the ring. Have a somewhat safe turn here. They need to find a bounce land. Let's go ahead and discard. Not that after all. I guess I want to. I would be happy to have to draw a Grief here to. Or find a Grief to keep the Not Dead after all. Okay, well, that worked out, huh? Now they need to draw a land and a Titan to Titan. Good spot to be in. Warmonger, 6 months. Thank you, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Plays the forest. I have Island cycled already. I guess I'm just gonna discard the Oliphaunt. Trigger Inti. Find another Fable. Send in with the team. Another counter on the common. Flip another altar over for the win. Not quite. That being said, they just don't have 6 mana, so should be good. I guess the One Ring is still. Up a game against Titans really nice when we get to bring in 3 Magus and 4 Pick Your Poison. Cut the Dead Gons. Probably gonna cut 3 Fables on the Troll here. I said the Murderous Cuts too. Yeah, you could play Persist over Inti. I think Inti's better, but that's kind of a contested slot. Could be a pretty good matchup. How does Altar Phoenix close the game? Yeah, you mill your opponent infinitely. You mill yourself to just have enough evidence to collect to mill your opponent. Pick Your Poison is a sideboard card. It is a sideboard. I don't think you should main deck it yet. Not super far off. It's not very good if you run into Scam. It's not very good if you run into Yogg, but it is like live in those matchups. I don't think it's actually dead anywhere. Oh, it's dead against Rhinos. I guess it can't kill their Murktide. It's not very good against them. Okay, I guess I'm keeping a Magus. Isn't the math basically the same as Hogak math? Well, it's different because you had Bridge from Below when you had Hogak. Well, I guess also Hogak mills for 8. It's not the same. Yeah, it's not an infinite combo, but it just mills enough to mill you a 60 card deck. Yeah, against Domain Rhinos it's good, but against Teamer Rhinos it's not as good. Against Living End instead, it's true. But also, like, removal spells in general are usually. I'm actually gonna keep this Pick Your Poison, where I feel like if I could just resolve this Magus, I'm gonna be pretty happy, and so trying to stop my opponent from like turn 3ing with the Pick Your Poison makes sense if they play Saga or Amulet or Dryad, although they can't really play Dryad this turn. Or Expedition map. MTG Cafe with a raid, thank you, hope you're doing well today. We can grab an actual swamp off the second Troll of Khazad-dm here. So they have Dryad. It's always good to play your Magus after Dryad if possible. They play Beseiju. Consider holding it. Let's see. I'm gonna go Grief pitch Agadeem's Awakening, play Shatterskull Smashing for turn. I guess I take the ring. They Storm's Wrath are killing their own Dryad. The question is, do I play the Inti into the Storm's Wrath? I have a lot of looks at like a Seize, potentially, if I like cycle Street Wraith and cycle Troll this turn. I could get 3 looks. I think it's probably gonna just be a bit better for me to... I think I'm okay to discard this mountain. I'm about to get my 4th land off the swamp. But I think I'm okay to just kind of... Would be nice to have that ready for next turn. But just like cycle both these and just have the cards ready for next turn after they Storm's Wrath. We can play that as a land, as we've found out. We could also... Oh, sorry, We can only return a 1 mana value creature. We also find a Phoenix. Get to still draw here. It says, am I getting to? Am I getting got? Oh, that is... Yeah. I'll say yes. We can win in 2 turns here. They have a bounce land, they can pick up their Besage. Honestly, just kind of hope they cast Titan. Just land Titan. I guess they have Bojuka Bog that will get me. Urza Saga. How do Titan players think so long before going land Summer's back with Titan? It's okay. I guess they're thinking about what they're getting, but they should look at that library. Hopefully there's no Bojuka Bog. There is, I guess we could not dead after all our Phoenix to try to start the loop again, but they would be exiling a big chunk of my deck. I don't know if I'd have enough, but we'd try. We'd try. Yeah, I guess I have to go for it. They do have the Bojuka Bog, which sucks. Can't really imagine I'm ever winning this game with damage. Might as well attack for 3. And now I don't, because of that bog, I don't know if I have enough cards. We'll go for it. If you sack Phoenix to Altar, you don't get those first 4 mills when resolving the click trigger. No, yeah, you have to. You collect before you mill. Unfortunately, can't stack it the other way. So how many times do I have to mill my opponent? Someone do the math for me while I'm clicking. How many times do I have to mill them for 46 cards? Is it 16? I think I may be a little short. We'll see. I may be there. So Shu, 16 months, thank you, welcome back. I'm just gonna mill my entire deck first and then see, because I'm not gonna untap and win. Not better to open your graveyard window. I was trying that yesterday and it kept not popping back. Guess it's good that my library is a multiple 3 here. I probably should be just going exiling the big mana value cards first so that I can manipulate the smaller mana value cards the best. Okay, so I have to get them for 16. I mill 16 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then I have the 2 altars together for 3, the Oliphaunt by itself for 4, the Thoughtseize and the Valakut Awakening for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, the 2/2/1, 12, 13, and 14 off the Phoenix. We're short. Yeah, the Bojuka Bog exiling 29 cards, was it? I have 29 cards in exile. I guess a lot of those were collect evidence. Like it exile like 13 cards. Got me. And now in game 3 my opponent knows to go for the bog, which is I guess they knew to go for it last. Tough too. Like we're winning if they just don't have Titan for Bog or Bog there. It's tough. Was this B and R plans? Yeah. Yeah, that's the scheduled B&R. Yeah, I did ask for a Titan, but then I remember I unfortunately got my wish. Because I was worried about them just holding up the Besagio. Okay, well, we're keeping this one. Yeah, they boarded up to 61, which is funny. Do we expect anything to happen to Modern? I'm not expecting anything. Something could happen, of course, but like Andrea said so wisely all those years ago, all those months ago, Wizards mostly does things at random. Okay, tough to have double black here. I think I'm supposed to play the Altar. Try to set up for the next turn. Violent versus Grief, what's more likely? Let's not do that. I think there'll be no changes. Maybe none ban. Wasn't 15x enough? We had I kind of had 14 with the not needing to collect on the last one. They do have a Besagio. Sucks. Oh, sorry, I did forget to set Grief to Altar. Andy saying blow up the ban list was interesting. Maybe it is. Like just everybody, everywhere, all at once. Just has the. Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy. Everyone's just so bored all the time. With 14 left, they have one card library. If they don't hit anything, they had lethal in play. They had Castle Wolf run. I'm gonna cast the Phoenix. They'll besage me. I'll get a Surveil land. I think, yeah. Well, yeah, we know their hand is exactly, or I guess not exactly. They just they picked up Stomping Ground, so it's Gruul Turf T West Primetime Mystery card. Let's get the Surveil land. Let's take Destiny into our own hands. I think we don't need to hold up the Murderous Cut for this next turn. They drew an amulet. Tough day today. Punished for not holding up the Murderous Cut. They had to double strike here. Okay, let's do one more. Oh, they're going for the Mirror Pool thing. Mirror Pool is such sick tech too. I can't believe like it's just been legal this whole time. What a rough week so far. The deck is so sick though. I really want it to be good, but maybe blind.